There is a certain kind of tiredness that doesn't come from work, but from being around people. It's a feeling you might know. That sudden weight in your chest when your phone rings. The slight dread before a social gathering you agreed 2 weeks ago. The way you'll choose the empty elevator or take the longer route home just to have a few more minutes of quiet. This isn't about hating humanity. It's something else. It's a deep, often unspoken fatigue that comes not from people themselves, but from the complex, invisible labor of being around them. And if you feel this, you're likely not cold or unfriendly. You might be one of the most perceptive people in the room. Let's explore what's truly happening. This isn't simple introversion. It's a layered psychological reality where every interaction feels like a negotiation, a bargain between showing who you really are and the version others seem to need you to be. You soften an opinion. You hide a reaction. You perform a small, expected laugh. Over a day, these tiny adjustments drain your emotional reserves completely. For some, the world doesn't just feel loud. It feels overwhelming in high definition. Imagine your mind isn't just seeing a room of people. It's detecting 100 subtle signals at once. The forced smile, the hidden tension in a shoulder, the fleeting shadow in someone's eyes that betrays their cheerful words. Most filters are off. You absorb it all, and that constant, high-resolution processing is exhausting. It's like your emotional volume knob is stuck on maximum. Psychologists might call this a form of sensory processing sensitivity. It's not a flaw, it's a wiring. And for those wired this way, solitude isn't rejection, it's necessary maintenance. It's the only way to lower the volume and recalibrate an overwhelmed nervous system. But where does this wiring come from? Sometimes, it's forged in quiet history. Maybe trust felt risky early on. Maybe authenticity was met with confusion or criticism, not in huge, traumatic events, but in 1,000 small moments that taught a quiet lesson. It's safer to be guarded. That distance is a reliable shield. So, a protective detachment sets in. Not a wall of anger, but a barrier of prudence. These individuals move through crowds as observers. They are constantly, quietly assessing, is this safe? Is this real? Will this cost me more than I have to give? Their stillness is often misread as coldness, when it's actually intense focus. And this leads to a powerful paradox. The very people who say they prefer being alone are often starving for a very specific type of connection. They crave depth, not breadth. They seek conversations where masks are optional, not required. They want the freedom of comfortable silence, not the pressure of constant chatter. They don't want more people. They want more realness from the people they let in. The right kind of quiet feels more intimate than any crowd, because their inner world is incredibly rich. Their thoughts are vivid, their reflections deep. When your own mind is a fascinating place, the external social circus can feel unnecessary. Superficial interaction doesn't compete. So they retreat, not to an empty room, but to a full one, full of their own thoughts, ideas, and imagination. Yet, society often mislabels this. The expectation is to be constantly open, endlessly sociable. To prefer solitude is seen as a problem to be fixed, not a preference to be understood. This pressure adds another layer of fatigue. Now, you're not just managing interactions, you're managing the guilt for not wanting more of them. So, what's really happening when someone says, "I hate people"? It's a shorthand, a defensive simplification for a complex inner experience. It's easier to say people are draining than to explain. I become overloaded by the emotional subtext of every glance and tone. It's easier to claim misanthropy than to admit, "I haven't yet found connections where I don't have to edit myself." This label also hides a beautiful truth. Those who feel this way often possess a profound, quiet compassion. They care intensely about fairness, authenticity, and sincerity. They notice suffering others miss. Their empathy is so active it becomes exhausting. They don't feel too little. They feel too much, and need to step back to manage the intensity. This creates a life lived on a careful tightrope. On one side, the safety and peace of solitude. On the other, the human longing for understanding and closeness. They walk this line every day, trying not to fall too far into isolation, nor into overwhelming social demand. They are waiting, often without realizing it, for proof that connection can feel different. Proof that some people don't take energy they give it. That some conversations clarify rather than confuse. That some silence is companionable, not awkward. They don't push people away because they feel nothing. They withdraw because they feel everything. This hope is why they are so discerning. Their circle is small, not out of elitism, but out of profound respect for connection itself. They don't offer their inner world casually. When they do choose someone, a friend, a partner, it is a significant offering. It means you have passed a silent, rigorous test of safety and genuineness. In return, they become incredibly loyal, thoughtful, and deeply present listeners. So, is this a permanent state? A life sentence of distance? Not necessarily. It often requires a slow rewiring of expectation. Learning that trust can build like a slow sunrise, not a lightning strike. Unlearning old defensive rules that say, "Stay quiet to stay safe." It requires meeting people who don't mistake caution for rejection, who offer presence without pressure. For those watching who recognize this in themselves, understand this. Your need for meaningful connection is not broken. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It's a different way of navigating the world. Your rhythm is slower, deeper. You process life in high definition, and that requires more buffer, more space. The goal isn't to force yourself to enjoy crowded rooms. It's to seek out the few connections that feel like coming home to yourself, to find those rare people with whom you don't have to perform, analyze, or shield yourself. People who make your quiet feel seen, not judged. If this resonated with you, then you understand the true meaning behind the words "I hate people." It was never about hatred. It's about preservation. It's about longing for a quality of relationships so authentic, it doesn't feel like work. And if you found value in exploring this hidden layer of psychology, please support this channel. ALIKE on this video helps winds of thought reach others who need to hear this. Thank you for watching and for being part of this thoughtful community.